3 brand new reports just shook the Chiefs' foundation and exposed what's really going on behind the scenes. Trey Smith is about to play on the most expensive deal of his career, and he's not even sweating the standoff. Meanwhile, Joe Thuney's departure is still raising eyebrows and could come back to haunt KC in January. And now George Karlaftis is emerging as the next guy in line for a monster contract. The trenches are heating up, and Mahomes' protection is on the line. If you're a true Chiefs fan, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Let's get into the video. Trey Smith doesn't seem too fazed about his contract situation with the Chiefs, even with the deadline for a long-term deal creeping up on July 15th. The Kansas City front office slapped the franchise tag on him earlier this offseason, locking him in for at least one more ride. Now, unless something wild happens in the next few days, Smith's heading into the season on a hefty 1-year, $23, $4 million tag. But instead of sweating it, Smith is taking the laid-back route. He hopped on Up and Adams and basically said, "Look, my agents handle that stuff. The Chiefs front office, top tier. My job is to be the best version of myself, get ready for training camp, and lock in." Oh, and when St. Joe's came up, where the Chiefs grinded out for camp, he jokingly dodged the topic like it was a blitzing linebacker. Now, it's not totally out of the question that a deal could magically come together before the deadline, but odds are Smith plays out this season on the tag. That puts the Pro Bowl guard and 2-time Super Bowl champ in line to possibly hit the open market in 2026. Still, don't get it twisted. Just because a deal isn't happening now doesn't mean it's off the table forever. Smith is 26 in his prime and one of the nastiest guards in the game. The Chiefs let go of Joe Thuney and kept Trey around for a reason. If Kansas City's planning to keep this offensive line elite for the long haul, Smith's going to be a massive piece of that puzzle. And speaking of risk, letting go of Joe Thuney could turn into a major headache. And this just came out. Letting go of Joe Thuney might go down as one of the Chiefs' riskiest roll of the dice in recent memory, and depending on how the 2025 season shakes out, it could either look like a genius forward-thinking move or a head-scratching misfire. We've seen this before with Kansas City. They've built a reputation for moving off of high-profile players a little early rather than clinging too long. It's worked before. See Tyreek Hill and L'Jarius Sneed. But Thuney wasn't just any starter. He was one of the best guards in the league for the last decade, a tone setter and locker room leader, and they shipped him off to the Bears for a 2026 fourth-round pick. That's not exactly blockbuster return value. The reasoning, though, is clear. The Chiefs' O-line got exposed in 2 Super Bowl losses, and when it mattered most against Philly, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes couldn't cook because the pocket was collapsing before plays could even breathe. No adjustments, no time, no chance. So the front office decided it was time to refresh the trenches. They tagged Trey Smith to lock in the right side. They drafted Josh Simmons, a massive swing considering he's coming off a torn patellar tendon. They added Jalen Moore from the 49ers, who's flashed but only has 5 career starts. And now they're banking on Mike Caliendo to hold it down at left guard. Yeah, the same Caliendo who was basically a fill-in last year when Thuney had to kick out to tackle. That's a lot of maybes lined up to protect the most valuable QB on earth. To make matters murkier, Jawan Taylor on the right edge has been hit or miss, so it's not like this unit is oozing with stability. So is trading Thuney the right call? If the new guys step up, if Caliendo holds the interior, if Moore seizes the left tackle gig, and if Simmons can come back healthy and contribute early, then yeah, maybe it was a savvy cap space move with long-term vision. But if Mahomes ends up running for his life again in January, the second guessing is going to be loud. The Chiefs are betting on development, depth, and a little bit of magic. We'll find out real quick if that bet was too bold. And as if the O-line issues weren't enough, a new bombshell just dropped about George Karlaftis, and it could make the Chiefs' financial future even more complicated. Here we go again. Another rising Chiefs star potentially heading into 9-figure territory. This time, it's George Karlaftis who might be about to shake up Kansas City's front office plans. And while all eyes are on Trey Smith's looming deadline and Trent McDuffie's inevitable mega deal, Karlaftis could quietly force the Chiefs into one heck of a financial conundrum. Let's set the scene. Karlaftis has quietly racked up 24.5 sacks over his first 3 seasons. That's an average of 8.5 per year, while his snap count has only gone up every season, hitting 83% last year. He's just 24, hasn't missed a step, and is clearly trending upward. Now, the sacks may not scream elite to the casual fan, but if Karlaftis hit free agency today, Teams would be crawling over each other to throw money at him. And here's where it gets spicy. The Bears gave Montez Sweat $82 million over 4 years with $52 million guaranteed, and Sweat was 27 with fewer sacks and pressures when he signed. Karlaftis, younger, more productive, and still climbing. Then you look at Gregory Rousseau in Buffalo. 5 years, $56 million, similar production, but again, Karlaftis beats him across the board and is a year younger. So yeah, if his agent comes to the table asking for something north of $100 million, it's not crazy. It's the market. The real twist here is timing. Because if the Chiefs wait too long, that number could go even higher. But if they move too fast and give Karlaftis $25 million a year, they've got to be damn sure he's going to be that guy. Not just solid, but a difference maker week in and week out. And this isn't happening in a vacuum. You've got Trent McDuffie, who will become the highest paid corner in football. That's just a matter of when. You've got Trey Smith, who could already be playing on a $23.4 million tag this year. And you've got Creed Humphrey already extended. That's a lot of dough tied up in recent draft picks. We've seen Brett Veach walk away from top-tier talent before, Tyreek Hill, Marcus Peters, even Orlando Brown Jr. But that was mostly with John Dorsey's guys. Karlaftis is Veach's guy. If he bails here, it would say a lot about how KC plans to build around Mahomes in this next phase. Bottom line, Karlaftis might not be a household name like Bosa or Watt just yet, but his next contract could reflect that kind of money. And the Chiefs have to decide if they're ready to pay it, or let someone else do it. If Trey Smith doesn't sign now, KC might have to pay even more in 2026. And with Karlaftis looking for star-level money, the bill is coming due. Subscribe now so you don't miss what happens next.